Skull and Sword, welcome back. We just read Job 28 through 30. I want to do a quick little Bible study on Job 28:28. Says this, and he said to the human race, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to shun evil is understanding. Do you fear the Lord? Ask yourself, do an internal audit right now. Do you fear the Lord? I know in 2026, it's not like in vogue to fear the Lord, but the Bible is explicitly clear that we're supposed to actually fear the Lord. And you know, this whole relationship over religion kind of phase that's happened in the last couple of decades, it's kind of messed a lot of things up when it comes to the fear, admonition, and just reverence and awe of the Lord. Because when it comes to wisdom, the book of Proverbs is our wisdom literature. It's the main wisdom book in the Bible. And I have a list of things that Proverbs said the fear of the Lord is, does, etc. It says, Proverbs says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It's the beginning of knowledge. It is the beginning of instruction, of wisdom and humility. It is the hatred of evil. The fear of the Lord turns one away from evil. Confidence in the fear of the Lord means your children will actually find refuge. The fear of the Lord prolongs life, and those who live a wicked life, which is the opposite of the fear of the Lord, will have a short life. The fear of the Lord leads to life. It leads to satisfaction. The fear of the Lord, harm is not visited upon those who have real fear of the Lord. And I know that we've talked about harm versus hurt in the recent past, but yeah, you're going to be hurt in life, but true harm cannot come to somebody who fears the Lord, because what else is there to fear if you have the Lord first in your heart? Proverbs says that the fear of the Lord is the fountain of life. And I know what you're thinking, because I'm a New Testament believer as well. You know, I have a church. Its name is Real Love Church. We are all about love. And, 1 John 4:18 says, perfect love cast out all fear. And I've actually heard this verse twisted in a way and preached against the fear of the Lord just because it's in the Old Testament. But can I just submit to you that all of these things that I just read you, the fear of the Lord brings all of these positive things. The fear of the Lord that the Bible instructs you to have is a positive fear of the Lord. It is not this negative fear. It is not terror. It is not dread. It is respect, honor, glory, adoration. So the fear of the Lord is different. And scholar Eugene Merrill says this: while fear is the beginning of wisdom and love is wisdom's end, one does not move into love without experiencing deep, spirit-inspired fear. I love the way he put that. I love that he said spirit-inspired fear. Why in a worship service, or why in a sermon that's dramatic and it's focused on who God is, why do you get this feeling of just like, oh my word, this is because God is spirit, and he is touching your spirit with his spirit, and he is letting you know something bigger is in the room. He's letting you know something with more majesty is in the room. Something that is so glorious is in the room, and it's God himself. In that sense of awe, that sense of wonder, that sense of like, holy trepidation is just like, that is the fear of the Lord. And every man and woman of God should have a foundation of fear of the Lord and in the Lord. If you don't have a healthy, reverent fear of the Lord, you will never step into the love of the Lord. You think you're going to find the deep things of the Lord and never experience his awesomeness, never experience his wonder, never get sat back on your heels a little bit like, oh my God, literally. If you never get to that point, how do you think you're going to get in a relationship with him? We have to have a healthy fear of the Lord. And that's why I'm glad we are in the book of Job, because the book of Job is a field guide to the fear of the Lord. And once we jump ahead a few more chapters, you will see why we should fear in the Lord even more. So once again, do you have a healthy fear of the Lord? Love y'all. See you next discussion.